Ladies and gentlemen, I've been struggling over preparing a speech this evening. I've known Neil for 36 years. We first met when he was 6 years of age. So I've been collecting a lot of stories about his youth, which has extended for the majority of the 36 years I've known him, I would add. But today, from what he's just said, he's come of age. Which is quite touching, because, yeah, exactly, I don't believe it. But let's give it a week, shall we? But he has come of age. And why is that? And that's what strikes me so much, Hannah. I know you've given him strict instructions to close down his Xbox, to put away the PlayStation. Except the fact that she's rather taken by Star Wars, Legoland herself. So actually, there's clearly a meeting of minds here between Anna and Neil. Neil himself is a very strong person. A very self-centered person. Sorry, mate. Thanks, Steve. An example of this would be our first meeting, perhaps. He is the lord of the toilets for the under-6s. His gang demanded payment on entry, which at that age, before pocket money, was difficult to swallow. So we gave you a free blow and dry with your head down the toilet. Really even at that age. His sporting prowess was very evident, and he got me into rugby. We were playing football, or was it cricket? He was in his knee-high boots, wandering around the field, and he sat on me for half an hour during the school team trials. I wouldn't have minded, and if I'm honest, we didn't become friends quickly. It took a few years. But we have had a lot of good experiences together, if I'm honest, and he is a very, very close to my family. He is one of the family, and indeed, as soon as he introduced Anna, in fact, exceeded his standing within the family by a huge degree, mainly because of her shopping capability. I have 4 girls. 3.
It feels like 4, it's only 3.
But it is my job to provide a little minor humiliation to Neil, I'm led to believe. And a lot of his close friends have been telling me to lay it on as thickly as I can. The gauntlet was laid down. I think I've exceeded the 1 minute 19 seconds already, so I promise not to keep you too long. But Anna, you really do need a snapshot of what's gone before. Andy, South America. Darien Gap. Neil was pushing himself to the very limit, exploring all his senses that he possibly could. He went to a ceremony, which was a village ceremony deep in the jungle, in the Amazonian jungle, to determine whether or not the girls of the village were still virgins. Now, Neil had carried his extensive camera outfit through the jungle specifically for this ceremony. Unfortunately, he'd lost most of that by the time he got there, but as a prerequisite to it, there was a tattooing ceremony, whereby the locals would tattoo the men. It was a henna, it would last 3 days, it would wash off, not a problem. Neil went for it big style. It started from the eyeballs and worked its way down the whole length of his body in a very aggressive style, I'm led to believe, and elaborate. For the next 3 months touring through the Amazonian jungle, he cleared villages as he approached, thinking the next tribe were on the warpath to take out the next village virgins.
Or grown 3 foot.
Neil's been a clown. He's been a transvestite character, shall we say, in a circus in South America. He's travelled extensively, and I don't know if you're aware, but tonight he has 5 best men. I am but one of those, and probably the last in the queue as I'm here speaking to you tonight. Others, I'm afraid, are arrayed at the bar, and I need to point this out because they have a big place in Neil's life. Neil is a collector of people, of which I am one. Another is Kevin, who is his travelling buddy. He's on the left of the bar, so whenever you go to the bar, please ensure that you buy me a drink and we will toast Kevin together. Then to the right of the bar is Brian. Brian is Neil's little brother. Not literally, he's someone he adopted and carried and literally grabbed by the scruff of the neck through life. And Neil has provided us with Brian, who is sitting at the right-hand end of the bar. There. We also have Dave Spanner, who's best man, sitting with the camera here. Dave, give it a quick wave. Allegedly by his mother, Dave is the calming influence in Neil's life. Much needed, especially more recently, I feel. And then we have Swifty here, Dr. Nick, sitting down at the table. He's taken all the photographs. Next, whilst Neil's abroad, Neil has many disguises. Nick believes Neil is called Max and has been confused by the invitations. Neil adopted a whole new persona whilst he was in Toga for 3 months, and that's where he met Nick. And Mad Max seemed to be the theme of the time. I'm not going to go through any more stories, we've heard enough, but what I would do is just offer a little bit of marital advice. I'm not really the person to do it. My darling wife is long-suffering, I must confess, but I think it's important, Neil, Anna, you're a beautiful couple. Just one thing, I tried to be poetic and I couldn't do it, but speaking to Dimitri recently about our sea experiences, I couldn't resist. Dimitri, you'll know this. When you're at sea and it's calm, there's no wind, the sea's calm as well, it's night time, the sea is black. The sky is black, the stars are out like nothing you've ever seen before. It is poetic, it is like a song. The moon is out or not, but the stars are there and they are reflected in the sea. You don't know where the sea starts and the sky commences thereafter. And actually, I just have this in mind because that is how I personally see Neil and Anna's union. Oh. They're now matched and you can't see how they are. I do believe it's a perfect union. They're very individual, I don't doubt that for one moment. It is going to be a very special relationship. And we, your friends, are here, happy to take your invites to help you through your life, and you will embolden ours, improve ours by being a part of it. I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say that. Ladies and gentlemen, one bit of advice before I do. Never do anything or wear anything in the bedroom you can't pronounce. Ladies and gentlemen, the bride and groom.